I said, I have no clue how I look from this angle.
I mean, this set up. I got lots of storage now. Yeah. So these BTS scenes, people want to watch them.
We should honestly open her up and do like 1 or 2 prompts per episode.
I'll get your coffee.
It's not even done yet.
So we're gonna start with. I'm gonna say start off. When was the first time that you met? When did you meet your first gay ghost? That's gonna be
My first gay ghost.
Yes, I think of. So you gotta think of an answer for that.
Is that the washing mat?
In fact, actually, now
Is
you
it
remind
washing
me.
the mats?
After what is this? I just cleaned this, and now there's like some sort of weird rolling. It's a different format, but the same. What is it? It's Halloween, sort of. It's like October 1st,
Yeah.
October 2nd.
Happy October. We have mystery candy.
I got a white ghost.
I got a brown one.
Oh wow! I think that might be a pumpkin.
No, it's a goat. There's a pumpkin. Is it a pumpkin? I can't tell what it is, to be so real.
Speaking of ghosts, this is a deep dive, this episode, into a very well-known but little talked about type of homo. Who I lovingly refer to. I think that we agree on the characteristics, at least, of the gay ghost.
Yeah, I would say so.
When was the first time that you met one of these characters? And
I'm sure when I was fairly young, entering into the club and dating scene, you know, like the small, very, very limited one gay bar club scene that I'm from, you know, observing the 30 to 40 somethings, or the 20 to 30 to 40 somethings who linger in the back of the bar, occasionally talk to each other, don't really engage much with the rest of the populace. You know, you see them, but you don't really interact with them quite often. Sometimes they'll be part of the group, sometimes they won't, but they're always, you know, they're always lurking. That's at least my observation of them then. Moving to Austin, of course, that perspective has shifted a little bit. They still do the same things, but they're more involved. They're more socially involved. It's just that they're emotionally distant. And, you know, you can't ever get past like a certain point with them. And they don't even know who they are. You know, like there's this form of like identity crisis within them that's very apparent, very evident to the rest of the world. But they don't know that it's apparent to the rest of us because nobody tells them. And if they do, if they are challenged, they just disappear. But, you know, there are those people that congregate only to get to know each other a little bit and then maybe occasionally fuck each other, and then after that, you know, never get past that. They engage and then fuck and engage and then fuck, but not on anything deeper, you know? So, like, that's my perspective of gay ghosts.
yeah, no, that's what we've definitely gone over. I struggle with the idea of that stopping point. If there is actually like another level, another like literally like a video game, like if there's levels of a person, if there's a level that we're just not seeing, or if this really is indeed the end. This is like you've reached the end of this capacity of this human being, and this human being is like, you know, like a meme, a caricature, you know, a Stanley Cup, Starbucks drinking, you know, Ariana listening,
Patagonia wearing.
The infamous Patagonia bottom. Yeah, just, you know, creature that does not actually have anything more going on than these two, you know, these kind of handful of not even traits, but like kind of brands or like things they dip into, you know?
Yeah. It's so true.
And I don't know if, I mean, I feel like they have parents. I feel like they've had relationships. Some of them never had any relationships, though. I've really like deep dived into trying to find out these things. Like I've tried to like, even against my better nature, of like, oh, this person is like not worth getting to know. but I'm like, I'm gonna try to get to know them. I'm gonna try to find out whether or not there is something behind there. Like they have, they have. There has to be more there,
Yeah, valid. I
Um,
agree.
but have you found it?
I think a lot of what the gay ghosts lack, and these individuals, they never get past situationships. They never get past shallow friendships. And knowing that, I don't think that they have a deeper grasp of themselves either. And a lot of them, if they do have a deeper grasp of themselves, don't like what they say.
That
You
I
know?
wonder a lot. Honestly, I think like, is there a self-hatred quotient in this? Many of the gay ghosts I know are the like you were discovering here, Austin, are some of the most social people. Um, Also, somewhat present on social media. Like you would think they're doing something every day, every night, but the reality is, as I've gotten to know some of them sooner, that these are, posts from like the last couple months that they just like kind of are dropping strategically, and these people they don't even know all that well. I feel like sometimes though they usually even like these gay guys have at least one like kind of good friend. I feel like, but if you don't know that good friend, you won't know this.
That's true.
You won't know that they have kind of a slightly more intimate relationship. But even still, you can have a best friend that you go out with all the time and go do like several activities, and y'all don't really know each other. Like I've been like that honestly. When I was younger, I had like Blake. We hung out all the time. We were friends, and we were very like social and very out there. But honestly, like we didn't know each other all that well.
Yeah.
We were just like kind of like not sparring partners, but like we went out like we were running partners. I would say
Yeah.
like, just out there in the streets, and like we don't know. I mean, deeper conversations kind of happen, but not really. And sometimes like even if you are deeper yourself, their level of deep is not necessarily the same.
That comes as a challenge to navigate to. Is when you find these gay ghosts out in the wild, and you attempt to speak to them on a deeper level. They're most of the time unable to do so. A lot of the ones that don't live in self-hatred lack self-awareness completely, and their version of self-awareness is more of self-consciousness, more as like, oh, I'm aware of like the way I look, I'm aware of like my body weight, like I'm aware of like they're not aware of any deeper behavior, they're not aware of any like deeper thought. So when you communicate with them, it makes it incredibly challenging because you attempt to get to know this person on a deeper level, not realizing that they are unable to sustain anything of depth at all, just because they're incapable of it. They themselves have avoided it so long and for so long that they no longer have access or willing access to it. Like it's as if they have a blockage. It's literally a wall. These ghostly people are incredibly guarded individuals. And I don't even think that they know that either. There's like a refusal within them to think on a deeper level. It's almost like how would I describe it? Like a dismissal of. Like they are aware that they could do it maybe, but they just don't care to do so. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing there. It's not entertaining to them. And because of that, a lot of times when you do have conversations about gay ghost, it will just become, if anything, a brief and maybe opinionated observation of pop culture.
Yeah.
Or something within it.
Because I mean, when it comes down to it, if the gay ghost is being judged or critiqued on like their level of style or looks or dress or opinions, I mean, like really none of these things are their own, so they're kind of protected. Like, and then almost like having dated some of them, like I'm almost like in a way that like, did I date you? It's like we were seeing each other for like 9 months, but like I have no idea who you are. Very, very common. And the thing is, everything about them is just so nondescript that you couldn't even pinpoint them like in a lineup. like when you try to, or if you're being interrogated, like, you know, what is their opinion about this, or how do they feel about that? It'd be like, I don't know. I mean, like, it'd be the most, like, you know, is it, you know, is it Taylor versus fucking, you know, whoever? It'd be something like that. Like, that would be all I know. Who's Taylor versus, or like, who's she beefing with now?
I don't think anybody really beefs with Taylor that much.
Yeah, so like, I just something like that. So it's like you can't be held accountable. It's like you can't be held accountable for anything because you're just so, like, you're not in it, you know?
Yeah. It's valid.
I don't know. Counterparts, you know, I feel like I coined this term during the pandemic, but I'm not exactly sure because now I'm hearing it all the time. Like, and we talk about it all the time. But a counterpart, another traveling, I think Halloween themed gay character would definitely be the Demon Twink.
Oh my god, yes.
And I feel like she's like the louder version of kind of the same thing because like there's not a lot of substance behind her either.
No, she's also a gay ghost. The loud twink is a form of gay ghost. We call her the Banshee. She's nothing more than a loud ass shell.
Right.
Like she's very opinionated.
Right.
She'll gossip. You know, she's loud, she's rambunctious, she'll party, she'll drink, she'll do your lines with you. Like, that's fun for her, you know? But at the end of the day, still, as social as she is, nobody knows her. And she doesn't even know herself most of the time. So, that twink is not doing herself any favors, but she doesn't know that. She's just having a blast, living her life, doing what she wants to do, living her truth in her power. Okay? So don't fuck with her. Okay? It's really unfortunate, honestly. Because a lot of these people we experience, and a lot of these people we do interact with.
Every single person, honestly, except for maybe like 4 people, maybe.
God. That's so accurate. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. I mean, we have a very, very limited handful of people.
I mean, we're just dealing with the populace. Yeah, but even out of that, even the general populace, the largest limited amount of people. Like, I mean, Austin is gay, but it's not like insanely gay.
Mm-mm. But a lot of these gay people that are in Austin, they're so. Yeah. I don't even know how to describe it at this point. Like, there's something about gay people in Austin that it's just so superficial.
I mean, I wish in a way, I wish it was even more superficial because, like,
we would have an excuse for it.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's like a lot of these people, like, I mean, I'm not gonna hype them up. These are not the hottest, most, like, I mean, like you know, like they're genetically hot, and there's, like, you know, crafted hot. Like, these girls are neither of these things.
I often wonder if their version of crafted hot, because they can't afford plastic surgery, right, is a personality rebrand, but adopting the personality of someone they see in pop culture. I often wonder if a lot of these shallow-ass gay men are adopting personalities that they see within the media. Oftentimes, I would probably see mostly a correlation between Real Housewives and gay men. Like if you know what I mean?
I mean, hell,
like, I wonder if they're, like, shopping from, like, iconic women for a personality, which is often what I want. Like, which is often what I see.
Yeah, we've seen that with, you know, Samantha, people like that. You know, I would say I would take that in a heartbeat over what I have here, but after dealing with her, I kind of would say no to neither of these things. But I mean, I don't know. I wonder if they're with Austin. I mean, like, I thought we talked about this in previous, like, episodes. We thought maybe it was related to the bar scene, like the club scene, like all these kind of, like, these ghostly people, these people that kind of have a little bit more of a mental block of, like, moving on from a certain part of their life, or they're too protected, or they create an entirely different personality. I haven't seen the substance yet, but essentially that's part of it. And I feel like all these gay men, they have who they were up until, like, they were 15 or whatever, maybe younger, and then they create this other gay version of themselves, and eventually and that's what they present. And like, but there is this actual person before puberty, before sexuality became like this huge thing, you know, and like where they were like more normal or less damaged or more open. And that person exists, but it's just less and less as time goes on. And they're just like, oh, I'm going to wear this skin, you know.
So now we're getting into our inner child, and like,
yeah, essentially.
Yes, there's a layer of armor that surrounds everybody's.
But I think with gay men, it's like, it's funny. I'm glad to use that inner child thing, because I think with gay men, it is just like, we are all like, I look at these ghosts, I look at these, even the demon twinks, I look at all the creatures of the gay night, and I see those inner child. Like, I swear to God, I see right through it.
It is so easy to pick out in the gay community. Like, it is so easy for me to look at all of these men, these grown men, and just see these damaged, hurt little boys. And I mean, it's in the way they act, it's in the way they talk, it's in the way they behave, it's in the way they, you know, interact with each other, it's in the way they argue, it's in the way they you know, befriend each other. Like, it's all of it. I see it leak into it.
You don't have to be, I mean, maybe we are psychic, I don't know, it is, but I feel like you don't have to be psychic. I feel like you just be like mildly intelligent, have a mild sense of EQ to see this.
Yes, but also you have to have a moderate form of social awareness, as well as kind of like self-awareness. Like, if you lack self-awareness entirely, you'll fall a lot of times into the same exact pitfalls that these other gay men are. Because if you don't step back for a sec and recognize that the crowd that you're with isn't necessarily healthy, and you're just emulating their behavior to be part of them, then you're not realizing, like, if you don't take a step back, then you're just gonna fall right into the trap that they do.
That's a whole other thing.
You know, unless you're self-aware enough, like, I fell victim to it for a while. Like, there was like a month, maybe a month and a half period where I moved to Austin, joined the party scene for a hot second, thought that I could, you know, be besties with all the girls, quickly found out that they are not good people, and, you know, jetted in the opposite direction. Now that I work in nightlife, and I'm sober as I work in nightlife, it is wild to witness these grown men who act like children. Oh, shit. They act like 19-year-old girls. Like, I will see a 55-year-old man in a heartbeat argue with security over being kicked out. But he will do so in a manner that is not unlike a 21-year-old girl.
That reminds me, like, we don't even, like, I mean, you technically are going out, like, you working out. Like, I don't work it anymore, and I don't even go out that much. But even when I went out just that little smidgen, I already, like, had, like, you know, she wasn't 55, but I would say she's probably, like, 30 to 35 to, like, late 30s, maybe early 40s. And she was fucking just plastered, like, and she got kicked out of Highland, and then she was trying to get into your bar, and then she was trying to get to Rain. She almost got into Rain, and she latched herself on to me in Austin, and we were both talking about it, like, what was she trying to do here? What was she trying to accomplish? She was so blitzed, you know? Mm-hmm. And she was also, you could see her little boy too, you know?
Yeah.
But what was this little boy trying to do?
This little boy was trying to drown himself because he was going through it. Yeah. A lot of the times when I see people who drink and who are out every weekend, they're not happy people. They're not. They don't. They may appear happy, and they may have fun, and they may be fun people. But deep down, they are not happy. And it is evident. I can see in your eyes, mama. When you look at me, I look you in your soul. Always. Doesn't matter. If I see, like, even an inkling of, like, sadness or despair within you, and you're drinking that night, I'm like, oh, honey, you're in for it. Because it's going to become everyone else's problem. And with gay men, that occurs quite often.
And her being turned away, like, I don't know, like, Austin, we joked about it, and I was like, well, and he's like, oh, you know, if she wants to get fucked, and I was like, okay, but, like, who, like, anybody that has sex with this fucking man is going to basically be focused, you know?
That part.
And then Austin was like, well, maybe, you know, maybe that's, and I was like, maybe, but, like, I don't know, like, I think that, like, literally this dude just, like, wants, like, affection or some sort of attention, and, like, he's so, even, like, the way, like, he hit hit on us was so, or maybe me, he was so like, it was so like duty, like it was not even like a gay, you know, it wasn't like a slut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was super sad, you know? It was like you know, just kept asking like what I wanted to do, and like, you know, like, oh, like, and then it would be like sometimes, what do you guys want, like, and it's just like, we don't know you, you know?
Yeah.
But like, but in some sort of other world, maybe we'd be friends, but you know, in this world, he's painted himself into a desperate picture.
Yeah.
Of like, of being super blitz, just wandering the streets, like trying to figure out like where he could take the rest of the night, I guess. And I mean, and if that's not fucking ghosty, I don't know what is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and where she ended up, who fucking knows? Like, I actually felt bad, but at the end, when we parted ways, arguing with security, you know.
So it goes. It's always the problematic girls. Keep doing it. We're all loud too.
Yeah, this one was loud, but not the loudest. And like
She was just obnoxious.
you could tell. I wouldn't even say obnoxious, honestly. This person is probably a chill office gay, you know. And not that all office gays are chill. Most of them are not. But I think this one. Well, maybe I'm giving too much credit. Let's say chill.
She tried to hit on your shit face. Like,
Yeah.
you're really giving her too much credit.
chill data analyst. I don't know. Let's just say. I'm just saying like that.
We love you, data entry clerk.
Chill government worker.
Chill government worker.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just like, I do think about that all the time. Sometimes these characters that we see out, I wonder, like, you know, again, like, I'm like, oh, every one of these people, even as like, I don't know, like, you know when like you text with somebody and like some people will be like, they text a lot, they can have like a full conversation, and some people are like one-word people. And in the gay world, I feel like most of the one word or the like kind of the one sentence type of people, it's like a put on. Like, you know, like when I've gotten to know most gay men, all of the gay men that like have go from like two words, one sentence, it's like they go to paragraph. You know what I mean? Like once you get to know them, they're like. I mean, have you ever met a gay guy that just legitimately is like, oh,
I'm not a paragraph texter. Not often.
I mean, you're not a one syllable texter either.
No. I do have I have a decent level of conversation. It may be 2 sentences long.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm big.
I mean, we're both that way. I've never really seen you write in paragraphs unless you
really?
are requesting something or you're explaining like an event that occurred.
Well, maybe I think that I'm way more communicative than I am. I just think maybe in comparison.
Oh, that's not to say that you're not communicative.
No, I appreciate it. No, I'm just saying like I've dealt with some guys who I think are either trying to be super macho or just legitimately like I've never met a legitimate homosexual man that really just does like the yes no sort of like maybe sort of text. You know what I mean? Like we're like there's no embellishment.
Like the monosyllabic, like
Yeah,
those are frustrating.
But that interaction, if I were to describe like the gay girl situation, that would be like that would be it. That would be her. That would be him. That would be it. It's like knowing somebody, but only in a mono way. Like
like knowing somebody in a monosyllabic way.
Yeah.
Like that's a really good analogy. We have
so many probably. Like that's probably just like one. But how do we? I mean, I always want to shake somebody out of that. Like when someone texts me like that. And especially when it's early on, and I see that little boy inside, and I'm like, I know you have feelings, I know you have thoughts, I know that you're afraid of it. Like I just want to shake him and be like, it's okay, you know, like. Yeah. But sometimes it works. Sometimes I never get let in. But usually, you know, yeah. Sometimes those ones, like the really hard ones, but for a moment. Like you'll get these visions of like who they are as a person and how they feel about something, and then it's gone sometimes in a flash and it's back. You know, that's the other thing. A gay ghost might let you in for like a hot second, a night, an hour, a week. It doesn't mean they're not going to retreat right back into their not their shell, but their whatever
their shell, literally a shell.
They're going to go back right into it. So nothing is permanent with this.
No.
Also, I feel like if you push the boundaries too far, you're going to, you know, like I would. Like
and to what extreme are you comfortable doing this? You know what I mean? Like, Are you willing to waste your time attempting?
Well, now I'm realizing it can be a waste of time. During this whole, like, me kind of coming out in a way, I was like, I don't have any choice other than to waste time. Like, what other choice do I have? I'm here. I'm stuck in this city. I like it. Okay, I gotta give it a go. Like, before I go.
Yeah.
And so I can't just, like, I feel like not trying is also wasting your time.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you've already been in a place for so long. And
which was the original plan for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was to sell your house, move into an apartment, give it a go for a year, and if you hated it, you're gone.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Things went differently on several levels.
I appreciate that.
But all the same, like, I'll never forget these people. Like, I see them now. Like, some of them have moved away. We saw their ghostly exit. Like, you witnessed that.
Honestly, that was so weird.
So weird.
So weird.
And then it got even weirder, like, because, like, they would answer messages, like, text literally through you. So, like, now it's like I've been answered through you. Like, and so I'm just like, I'm not even responding anymore. But
which I can't talk to this person anymore. They're not even in this state. I don't have their phone number or anything. We don't follow each other on socials. They just pop into the club every so often that I work at.
Yeah.
So I ask and inquire.
It's so bizarre because, like, now I see them trying to make friends in a new place, and it's just, like, super random, and I'm just like, like, is this, everyone knows that, like,
she will not have a hard time finding girls like her. They are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Every major city. Like, that's just, she's gonna find somebody. She's gonna find a crew. She's gonna find.
Do you think girls sniff out each other like that? Like,
I think they, the brave ones, like me, like when I was trying to engage in club culture, I would go to the club alone. Straight up, just alone.
People will talk to you more when you go alone.
Yep. Sure. When I go alone, and so I would meet people. Like I would just meet new people, and
nude people.
Yes, absolutely, always. Especially at rain.
The illusion.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Highland was a different nude. But like I would engage with people to try to find like a tribe, which is how I landed on the very few people, the select people, the few, the proud, the cringe. They kind of took me in for a sec and then ripped me to pieces and then did away with me. But I did get some Lululemon pants out of it, and I'm not mad.
Those pants. Before we really got to know each other, just to give context to how serious and how accurate this story is, before I think even our second or third date, these same girls who I was friendly with, or at least I would say one of the, I don't know if she's the main girl, but she's like she's a third of the coven, had come to me and told me about the dangers of this one, and they, not only the dangers and all
so dangerous,
and all of the things to watch out for, but the pants, these pants in particular were mentioned. They were itemized on this warning. And when I heard
I still don't know the full list, nor do I care.
Yeah, when I heard this from the girls, I immediately, it's what made me continue to see Hayden, because the list was so dumb, like she lost all credibility, like immediately. So
she's one of those girls that'll shit on anybody else to make herself look better.
Well, there's not enough girls in the world. So that being said, I don't know if the one that left town, I don't know if she really is. I mean, will you find like-minded people? Possibly. How do you find like-minded people? I mean, do gay girls really know how to figure themselves out?
She's a gay sorority girl. They are a dime a dozen.
But look, sorority girl, I guess, are most sorority girls basic? Like, they all are.
A vast majority of
Okay,
sorority
right.
girls are basic.
I think I've always elevated the sorority girl, like, because
That's because you were in Greek, and like that's a totally different.
the only sorority girls that I know, like, are like, kind of above tier, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but you're right, maybe they're basic.
But then again, I went to a state school in Alabama that was documented on HBO for its sorority culture, which
So you would know.
Yeah.
And
it's gauche, it's gaudy, it's something. But you know, like that's a lot of their personality. Gay men, gauche, gaudy, and gross. Like so, it's not unlike the pageantry that gay men are so famous for emulating. Which is why it is so easy to liken them, especially a specific type of gay man, to sorority girls. Which, you know, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. Sorority girls can be fantastic. They can be lovely people. And by all means, I've had my fair share of friends that have also been in sororities. However, the gay men who have a very similar personality to these women, they are oftentimes not good people. That's not to say sorority women are not good people. They are, oftentimes. However, their taste can be quite basic. I will say that. And Jack Daniels bottles are not decor, ladies. That also being said, I
don't know that girl. It's a different type of girl.
Yeah. Also, the gay man version of a sorority girl is... she's usually coke addicted. She's usually an alcoholic. She's sad on several levels. And she's usually single. It's not some most sorority girls can say.
I mean, the thing is, like, I applaud being single if you haven't found what you're looking for.
That part.
You know, so no.
But then again, I often wonder how many of these ghostly women know what they're looking for. Like, what are they looking for?
I think many of these ghostly women, like, have really lost the fucking, they have
women
lost,
being full gay men.
Yeah. They have lost the opportunity to have happiness or to have a real connection. I really feel a sniff test, like, is happening. I feel like these women are looking and they are vetting, like, low-key, high-key, like, similar creatures to them, you know? Like, if your shit's too together, or if you are too, like, emotionally
present,
then, like, she's gonna scan over you, you know?
And not only that, but she's gonna actively avoid you. Because she's oftentimes going to be put in very uncomfortable positions with you. Because she's not going to know how to respond to a lot of the questions that you have. And, or at least honestly, she's not going to be able to. And often, if you pry or try to engage with her about her life, good luck. She'll just complain about her job and maybe her family life. But, like, she'll be like, oh, my mom called me this week, she's so dramatic. You know, like, you'll never get anything deeper than that. And, or like, work this week was kind of shitty, and my boss is such a bitch. And, like, shit like that. But as far as a deeper conversation goes, you'll probably never receive that. Never.
Have you ever met, like, a cool, like, are there cool gay ghosts? Are there even hot gay ghosts? I feel
of course there are physically attractive gay ghosts. I mean, there are...
Have we met any here?
If you are a physically attractive gay ghost, chances are you
work in porn. Yeah, I feel like that.
Yeah, that's not to say that all gay pornographers are
gay ghosts. No,
ghosts.
For
As a
sure
matter of fact, a lot of them are not, and
yeah.
I would venture out to say that most of them are not.
But it's a good gig if you are, though.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
I don't think that we know any attractive gay ghosts in Austin.
I can't think of any.
We know, like, but I will say, like, we got
the median. We do have the medium ugly men.
Yeah, we do.
If medium ugly basic man with no semblance of a personality is your type, Austin is for you.
Yeah, it really is for you. For your page, for sure.
We're so awful.
No, it's true. It's true. Like, it's a type, and, like, some people, like, that's really their type, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and
I agree.
I'd like to tell you more about them, but But honestly, there's no more to tell.
Yeah, there's really nothing else to say, like other than like, but
they're all gonna be renting apartments.
let's talk about how they respond to relationships or the attempt.
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
begin
That's
a
a great.
relationship.
I would say how they attempt to. Okay, like for me, they're really good about heavy sex talk. Sex being maybe the most connection thing that they have to offer. Like not. And I'm not saying like that's something I'm looking for them to offer. I'm saying that is what they are actively seeking, and that's the kind of connection that they're able to actually seemingly seem like a human being for a little bit, and then once it goes past that, that's I think when things start to like get dicey. I think like I think geckos, they have that transactional vibe that people talk about, like, oh, someone's transactional. I used to like wonder what the fuck does that mean?
It means that you are able to almost dehumanize other individuals in order to engage in sexual activity with them, so that way you avoid emotional connection.
Okay, well then yes, they're transactional. So that's about,
like, I get something. It's quid pro quo. That's the transaction. I get something, you get something as well.
shit. I mean, now I see why Donald is so involved in that. But no, to be honest, I don't know how much I'm getting out of it. Because they're usually not the most, I don't know. It's not the most fulfilling experience in that regard.
They never can be. Unless you are emotionally connected with somebody or yourself, like, you kind of can't deliver in a sexual capacity on a deeper level. Like, there is a difference between getting a hand job from someone who loves you versus getting a hand job from someone who doesn't. Like, there just is. Like, the way that somebody listens to your body, somebody touches you because they care about how they make you feel, that is a totally different experience than something you're going to get from someone who's not even emotionally involved with themselves.
But I'm going to crib on that in a positive way for the Giggos and say that, is it possible that sex is the most, like, caring thing that they can do? Like, you know what I mean? Because that quote, this is a quote for all you girls. Like, you've probably seen this meme around, but, like, what was it? It's like, a blowjob is the most loving thing somebody can do for you because they're literally choosing air over themselves. And I was like, that's so sweet, and it's kind of true. I honestly think that sometimes, like, even with, I don't get as far as hookup culture, but I think with a gay ghost, because I think a gay ghost has a connection to their emotional self. Whereas sometimes hookup culture, these men are very much choosing to just be that.
I think that the gay ghost
is conflicted, right?
No, she's depressed.
Which means
the only emotion that she really has access to is her sadness. And the only emotion that she really can capitalize on is her sadness. A lot of the time, the sexualization that she experiences within herself, using herself for these transactional relationships, it's coming from a place of, like, it's not anything deeper. It's a place of sadness. It's a place of cover up. It's a place of dopamine chasing. Like, it's not a place of.
So the gay ghost giving a BJ, it's not about like that she's showing.
She wants to be. It's not just that she wants, like, she needs the approval as well. She needs the approval.
The validation.
She needs the validation.
The direct validation is really all that we're getting. She's getting out of here.
So, okay. Like, a lot of the times, the gay ghosts that you'll see out there. I'm realizing I've just realized that somebody that I am becoming relatively friends with is a gay ghost.
That's the thing about ghosts.
You don't realize they're dead sometimes until it's too late.
Yes.
But at the same time, anyways, no, that you hit the nail spot on. There are many a gay man out there that use that need for validation to fuel their sexual drive, and that is so. It's not frightening. By all means, you're a good boy. Okay, you are a good boy. Let that be known.
I want them all to be good boys.
They can be good boys, but they have to hear that they're a good boy sometimes. And, yes, you do deserve the little scratch under the chin. Yes, you do deserve the hand behind your head. like, I agree. You do deserve those things. Okay? However, just receiving those things is not enough. Okay? You've got to reach somewhere deep in yourself. And with your own hands. And take the head of that inner child of yours and just rub on it. Just rub his little hair. Tussle it. Tell him he's a good boy.
I wonder sometimes, do they want that? Like some of the early gay ghosts that I ran into in this whole like experimentation thing, I was like, oh, I should just treat them very like they're nothing, because that's what they want. Because if I treat them too nice, they're going to be turned off. You know, I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, is that
sometimes if you do treat a gay ghost too nice, they will shut down because they think that you're acting something more.
It's like,
but
have you ever scared a ghost?
Have I ever scared a ghost?
No, I'm kidding. Like, it's literally possible.
Does a bear shit in the woods?
Yeah, it's literally possible. That's the one thing about these particular ghosts.
Yeah,
so they can be scary.
They're
the spooky. They're the most spooked creatures.
They're easily spooked, but they're also the most spooky.
Yeah. So true.
God bless them. And you know what? You know, they do their best. They really do. These little gals out there, they're running around confused, conflicted, you know.
How can we help?
God, send them to therapy. That's really the best way. Occasionally.
Gay therapy is so hard here. Like there's a waiting list that
If I may be toxic, if you want to overcome a gay ghost, you kind of have to give them a dose of trauma.
Oh, wow.
Like, if you have to, you have to be the trauma for just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's bold advice. But sometimes in order to combat a problem, you have to kind of be a problem, but not in a problematic way. You can be a problem and a disruption in someone's life in an incredibly, almost constructive way. Like, if you see a gay ghost out in the wild and they rub you the wrong way, you tell them exactly who they are. You look them dead in their eyes, and you read them fulfilled, as if you were the mirror, right? And sometimes they have to hear it, because if they don't hear it, they won't become self-conscious about it.
I did that, and then they came back, and then I pussied out, and I was too nice about it, and it basically it was like I didn't do anything at all. So you gotta stick to it too.
And you have to, if you're gonna put your foot down, put your fucking foot down.
Yeah, don't lift up the pedal, because things will just go back exactly to where they were.
Which is what they want.
You know.
It's what the gay ghosts, they do thrive on routine. A lot of them do have a relatively organized calendar. Like, they have control over every aspect of their life minus their emotional. Like, they cannot, for themselves, control one attribute of their lives, and that disrupts their entire, homeostasis. Like, that interrupts the entire, equilibrium of their mind. Which is wild. It's just that one little issue, and it sends them flying. That's what they drink about.
That's what they think about.
That's what they sniff about. You know,
Those are the moments where, we could get to know them.
When they're high?
Alone?
Oh,
in their
God.
room? No, it's true. It's like...
When they're high in their room, what is their anxiety? That is a really telling thing about an individual as well.
Because they have their routine for all that when they go out in public, and they're just on. You know, they're running around like a chicken with their head cut off. They're doing their social thing. You know, they're on call. They're not on call. They're on stage. They're not gonna be. They're doing the same thing though. Every single one of them I know, they're absolutely drinking alone. They're sniffing alone. They're doing all of those things as well, and they're thinking a lot. You know.
I don't do drugs alone. I'll smoke alone, but that's it. I'll smoke marijuana alone. That's it.
Yeah, I have no judgment, but I heard that rule a long time ago, and I think it's not a terrible rule to have. You know.
Yeah, like I said, no judgment.
Yeah, if you're doing drugs by yourself at home, you know, you should know why at the very least.
Yeah.
And if that's okay, then I guess that's okay. I don't know. How do we bring therapy to girls that don't necessarily want therapy, and also where it's extremely not readily available. Like, for gay therapy here, even if you had money and even if you wanted to do it, you are still out of luck. You know, it is extremely rough here. And I honestly think, looking at all these men in 2024, 2023, and thinking about how to help and how to live, like, you can't, no, it's not like prejudice, but like, I think you'd have to be a really skilled heterosexual, you know, therapist to deal with this, you know, and that's not discriminatory to say, because that type of skill could equate knowing what it's like, you know, and so the facts are, I think there's probably a few heterosexual therapists in this city that could tackle that sort of battle. So a gay man with even less, with half the experience, is still going to have fucking 10 times more just from having that own personal battle, that personal journey. And we need more of them, I think, in this field.
I believe so as well. I do think that there are a lot of gay men that pursue psychology but never do anything with it. I know a lot of gay men who have bachelor's degrees in psychology but never got their master's or doctorate, and they don't do anything with it. They work in business of some kind, which, I mean, you know, no judgment to them. It's what they wanted with their life. However, you know, I wish that there were more gay people out there that would practice clinical psychology. And we are spoiled. We are very spoiled in Austin that it's even offered. And I know that. Because where
That's
I come
true.
from, you couldn't find a gay therapist in 90 miles.
Good point.
But at the same time, the problem still exists that access is not ready. There's not ready access for everybody. And even in an urban environment like Austin, Texas, there's not ready access to a gay therapist for every gay person, which is a good problem to have if you look at it in the right light, but it's
Sure.
not the greatest,
No.
right? Like, I'm glad that there are a lot of gay people here. I'm glad that we have a heavy gay population. However, with that heavy gay population, we do need to be taking care of it. Like, with a healthy, happy, heavy queer populace, we need to keep it healthy, happy, and heavy. You know what I mean? In a true Southern way, you gotta fade it.
Yeah, for real. Like, we complain about things here, even though, like, now we're in a relationship, we don't necessarily have to delve into this, but I think it's still like a passion of both of ours, you know, and like, we care about these girls. You know, we see, honestly, like, you know, it's just, we see a problem and we could just bitch about it, which we're doing right now.
But we actively do our best to change the scenarios around
We really
us.
do. Like, all of these women that we talked about today, we have reached out to, you know, befriended. We are technically friends with many of them, but it's just like, you know, we're not, we know the different, like, levels of intimacy. We know how real friendships work, you know, and even if they may not, you know, and so, like, we know there's something missing. We know that there's a sadness there. We see the sadness part. That's not something that we're speculating. Like these things are ever present. But we, you know, we try, like, hell, like, you know, like, I mean, I've tried to get a gay ghost to do several just, like, healthy things, you know. They, like, don't respond to that type of stuff.
You could ask a gay ghost to go hiking with you. Good luck getting them out into the woods. Like, you're not gonna get them to do anything outside of the bar.
Yeah.
Like,
really
or the
won't.
club. Like, it's just not going to happen. Unless it's out to get a margarita, get a drink, buy a drug, or all three, they're not interested.
Yeah, there's not going to be any museums. There's not going to be any, you know, cooking classes or whatever. I mean, bouldering, you know, all the other things that you could do, biking around town. I mean,
Right.
like, you could, no movies, no, yeah, nothing. That's just really not those three things.
Right. Like, yeah. You're just not going to get any of those. Yeah, which is so unfortunate, because a lot of the things that, you know, you could do with these people that they could do themselves, they just have no interest in.
They don't even fuck each other, which really always confuses me. Like, I'm never. Sometimes we speculated at one point
because they don't like their own flavor. Why would they like the same flavor on someone else?
It's true. Oh, that's a very good point. But yeah, like for a second, we thought maybe the rules had been broken, and sadly, they were not. Because that would be seemingly like, how do you get some people happy? We'll put a bunch of people that are unhappy to. Oh shit, that doesn't sound like the right recipe, does it?
What do you get when you put a bunch of unhappy people together? Commiseration.
Yeah, damn, I thought I was onto something.
No, you were just on the track of commiseration, which is often what they do. They formulate friendships with each other, which are based off of this almost trauma bond.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes can be okay, depending. Don't trauma bond with your people. But like
Gaslight each other. Create mass
they
delusion.
really do. They commiserate with one another. They really do like this song and dance of whose life is worse, and also they do this song and dance of who has the most. Like, it's so weird. It's like a competition about everything, is what I've noticed that these gay ghosts do. Like, if they see somebody's doing, like, better or worse than them, oh, they're doing worse for sure. Like, oh, yeah, well, I heard about that, but I've got this, and this going on. Always that. And I've never met anybody else who's more pitiful. Like, but at the same time, you kind of have to be their friend in order to hear that.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you're not going to be led into that right away.
Nope.
You're going to get, like, a totally different facade. It's going to be small talk to, like, in a level that you never would have ever wanted to hear. Like, it's just, like, inane.
Oh my god, like, who made Lana?
Yeah.
Taylor made Lana. Like, that kind of drama. That's definitely something that's, like, super awful.
What was that? Sabrina? Oh, is it Sabrina Carpenter? What's her name? That's her name, right?
Sabrina?
Yeah, that's her real name, right? Sabrina Carpenter? The girl, the Me Espresso girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what was it, like, Sabrina Carpenter is so, what do you say, like, not unapologetically, but, like, they said something so, like, she's so heterosexual. I was like, what are we even talking about? Like, she's so what does that fucking mean? I was like, this is the dumbest conversation I've ever heard, you know?
She's so unapologetically heterosexual.
Yeah, it's like...
What?
Like, I had 3 people try to have a conversation with me, and I'm like, I don't even get that. And I heard that joke from someone else, and I was like, first of all, you're just repeating a joke that you heard on TikTok. But, like, also, like, what? She is a petite white woman. Like, until proven otherwise, of course that is her.
I think the most interesting thing about Sabrina Carpenter is that her aunt is Nancy Cartwright.
The politician?
Okay. Bart Simpson.
Really?
Yes.
I wonder if she's a Scientologist.
Probably.
Oh.
Who cares? I don't give a fuck about that.
I mean, like, they're on my shit list.
Are they really?
So,
Why are they on your shit list?
They hate gay people.
Do they hate gay people?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that. See, here I was thinking that Scientology was like, whatever.
Mm.
I thought it was just a cult, I thought it was just a cult that, like, celebrities joined in order to seem cool.
Why do you think Tom Cruise and John Travolta haven't come out?
Because they're in the Church of Scientology.
Mm-hmm, exactly. They had to leak those pictures of her in that pilot.
Sexy.
Confident. I don't know. Unless we start, I think we should, maybe you will go be a nurse, and then I'll be a psychologist.
I want to work in sports medicine.
Oh.
And not have anything to do with psychiatry.
Yeah, but like, you know.
Yeah, I'm done.
We have to help.
I'm registering for classes as soon as, like, they open. I have to meet with them.
After ACL.
ACC, yeah.
Yeah, it's everything's acronym.
ACC after ACL.
Well, after we do that, then, for now, this is going to be what we're going to do to help. If you have any questions about Austin life or Austin gay life, I want to add one thing. Join that whole thing about don't go into the bars. There's just so many other gay people than the ones that go to the bars. That's just a small fraction of the community. I don't know. I have had a good time. I mean, it's just starting. It is just starting, so I will change mine. But so far, my friendship, camaraderie, brotherhood in the gay sports community has been good. But like the ones that have like reached out and like gotten more friendly, they are also, I would say, I feel like these problems are not exclusive to just the bar community, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I'm really all about the psychology of it, because I think that this is more than just.
Are they attempting to sexually engage with you?
No. I mean,
Oh.
I don't think so. Like, I mean, like, no, just stupid. I mean, maybe like stupid comments, maybe, but like, no, nothing serious. No, more like that they just like, I don't know, that gay men don't know how to act. Like, I feel like they don't know how to build friendships. Like, I feel like they're afraid. Like, I feel like gay men will engage with you to be friends, but if you are friendly with them, then like that will scare them, you know, or like that, or like they don't know how to take like next steps on being friends. Like, oh, it's like, you know, oh, we're not gonna fuck, you know, because because you have a boyfriend or something like that. Oh, like I can't, I have to abandon this whole situation. Like we can't,
Yeah.
I don't know how to navigate us.
Can't fuck, must move.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
it's so fucking stupid, and
Yes.
it's so true, and it's such an exhausting part of being gay, is all these stupid little men that don't know anything but fuck to friendship. Once, you don't have to fuck to find out if you like somebody.
And
First
hell,
of all.
honestly, like the ones that fuck the friendship, I mean, like, God, I almost applaud them for at least trying to get to some other level. But so many of them, it's like, oh, we can't fuck. Oh, no friendship. You know?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm almost like both. The community has a problem, but I'm not gonna hate on the club scene and say that is just their problem. So far, it is just not their problem, you know?
Right.
Just because you get sober, too, doesn't mean that you don't have issues.
That's so true.
And that's even, like, you know, I mean, I'm pretty damn sober, and you are actually fairly, too. Just a little weed.
Yeah, I'm California sober with
Yeah.
only marijuana.
Cruel for some. Miss Demi.
You said California summer.
No, she's...
Or sober, California
Yeah,
sober.
no, she
And then you said cruel for the summer.
No,
I
I
see
know.
the correlation there.
Yeah, she's a big California sober, or she was. Anyway,
Oh.
yeah, she is she now, but they were they then, I think. New format.
I'm so confused.
New rules.
Not the straight white women appropriating queer culture.
I mean, you know, she ran out of yogurt.
Poop.
Alright, well, one thing that hasn't changed is that we're still gay and still confused. And until next time, enjoy this video format. We will try this again and be uploading intermittently this dual system.
Yeah.
And
Which I wasn't looking at both cameras at all times. But
no, I mean it's a backup. Just in case. You never know what can happen.
I know.
There's a lot of spooky things happening in this community,
That's
and
so
it wouldn't
true.
surprise me if the camera had malfunctioning.
That's
So here we go again. Until next time.
stay gay.
And confused.